Where did you first see Larkins and what was it like?
First time I saw them was at Head for Hills Festival in 2017. We were playing on the main stage and it was so incredible. That was the reason that I really got into them and seen them live.
Over 1,000 of you here. This is great. Thank you so much. How the singing voice is feeling, right?
Alone in my dreams, I can't help myself. Just tell me what you need, or is there no one else? And break the line, I'm waiting for you to show me where you play. When you were young.
Rachel Jones and I'm a fan of Larkins.
Where did you first see Larkins and what was it like?
First time I saw them was at Head for Hills Festival in 2017. We were playing on the main stage and it was so incredible. That was the reason that I really got into them and seen them live.
Has there been a artist or show experience that's really stood out for you?
I feel like the best time I saw live, it was at the Plug in Sheffield last July. It was so good because it was a full day thing, so they were on kind of evening, early evening, and they managed to get so many people in to listen to them, and they just took control of it because it wasn't their gig, but it felt like it was. It felt like everyone automatically just knew them. It was so good.
So where was that then?
Cassie, Giant Rooks, and also Larkins. Lottery winners were there. Oh, it was so good because it was fans of it was people of different fan bases. It wasn't because there was so many different bands on. They met so many different people and so many different fan bases, and then it gets you into the different acts, and that's how I got to know so many different bands, local bands.
Do you think bands and artists can have an influence on a fan base?
Yeah, with things like fashion, because people look up to them, and when they go to the gigs, people just, well, they see what they're wearing and they think it looks good, and then they all want to be like that, because I think bands are big role models to people especially people that are really into the music.
What would you class as a toxic fan?
There's been some experiences at gigs where there's fans that get to the front but they stop people around them having a good time. Because they get crushed against the barrier, they don't want the people around them to jump around and they get annoyed. But if you don't want to experience that, don't go to the barrier at a gig with a crowd. And also on social media, there's a lot of toxic things that happen with fans, like calling out other fans.
Would you pay to meet an artist?
I feel like I don't really agree with paid meet and greet. It's just bands exploiting the fans to just get more money. I understand bigger bands that would do it because obviously they can't go outside after gigs because of the amount of people that would be waiting for them, they wouldn't have time. But if they were to do a meet and greet, I think that a fair way to do it would be pick a certain amount of number of people, and if they're in the queue when they get there in the day, they get numbered, and then the dedicated fans that do really want to But there's so many fans that just don't have the money but would mean the world to meet their favourite artist, but they can't.
What is your pre-gig routine?
Get food, probably somewhere near the venue. Listen to their music, just like.
Have you met any people through bands, and how has that affected your life?
I've met so many people through bands and going to gigs and over social media. To be fair, most people that I talk to and meet up with, I have met through music. It's just a massive part of my life, really. There's so much that you can like share, so many interests that you share, and like you can just. If they didn't care about the fans, they wouldn't create the fan base that they like Larkins. We just know that they do so much for their fans. They care about them. They reply to them on social media, which is a big thing, I think, because you get to know them more than bands that just so focused on the money rather than the music and the people around them that they bring together. It just shows to people how much they care about the fans, and if they care about the fans, they'll bring more people in, and I think it's so important.
You're right, I'm Sam, I'm the bass player with Draper-Mann.
How long has the Bright Black been together?
In this form, I guess we've been together about 2 years now. 3 years. Probably the prominent bit was a headline show at Death and Stew, and we sort of went from there. Yeah, we've got 2.5 years maybe. Time flies there.
Has there been a fan experience that has stood out to you at all?
Fan experience stood out to us. I guess one of the first ones we ever had was headline show we did. We had people singing our lyrics back to us, which was very, very cool. That was really interesting. It's moments like that that really blow you away.
Yeah.
You meet cool people and like you come to your shows and it's a nice little crew. They come out and they're in, and we couldn't really do it without them.
What has been your favourite thing the fans have sort of done for you?
I guess like ongoing support on social media is wicked. I think also like people come into shows and get to pretend we're rock stars for a little bit. It's pretty fun to be fair. Signing stuff. Also, it's been when you see someone in town wearing your merch, which is really, really, really cool. We do short runs of it, you know. When you see someone with it on, it's amazing. Oh, cheers for it.
What would you say is one misconception people have about fan bases?
Misconception about fan bases. I guess that people think it's easy getting one. You need to be working with your fan base, working with trying to show them that you appreciate them. And I think a lot of bands don't realise that. They don't appreciate what the fans do for them.
Are you part of any musical fan bases? What's your favourite part of being in one?
I guess. Now I thought you just follow like scenes and ideas. So I mean, being a diehard like fanboy back then was really fun and it's cool and that was amazing. But now I think you just follow like a movement or a feeling or a vibe, which is cool. Which is a great thing to be a part of. From my perspective, I don't know if this is my perspective, and I think maybe it reflects the band. I think it's some of the best moments I had when I was 14, 15 and I was die-hard bombing band. Go and meet the band, have a meet and greet and go to the show, right? But that's so exclusionary of people on a class basis, it's so exclusionary of people who may or may not be able to afford this in any way, shape or form. Like, if your music, at least from what we do, should be as inclusive as possible, then it should be possible to meet the band without having to shell any extra for ticket price. If you're a die-hard music fan, you might go to 3-4 gigs a month, and if that's can range from £6 local band, it's quite cool how some bands do it. Some bands do it like where it's not just a meet and greet, but like they do certain things for die-hard fans where they go, if you want to come into a sound check or you want to do it that way, then I guess.
Or
I think it's a question of like whether it's like, I guess when you start reaching to real levels, it's like a logistics safety error and stuff like that.
How would you describe the Bright Black fan base?
How would I describe Bright Black fan base? Varied, inclusive, and I mean, like, yeah, doesn't matter who you are, where you are, who you come from, you're welcome at our show, sort of vibe. I think it's very inclusive. I think it's not that sort of hyper lad mentality that you get in a lot of bands. I think from the band's perspective, in terms of, you quite often get situations where fans will specifically invade the privacy of artists for their own means. But lucky we never had that. We've had some pretty intense fans, but I mean, respectfully, we've got to hold their hands up as men, and like, do get a lot of sexually aggressive and inappropriate men who dominate within music, and that is not just fans, that's artists as well, which is massively problematic. Sort of toxic fans, you get people that have been fighting, backbiting. I mean, you don't see it as much within indie bands, but you see it more within like the One Direction crew and all that. It's album, and it was the first album was the best, and somehow that makes you magically more cool or individual or different than someone else. It's just, if you love music, then you have a right to listen to it, and it's as simple as that. But then again, like, it's drawing that fine line.
So how important would you say the fans are to a band's growth?
Important to a band's growth? For everything, literally everything.
Alone in my dreams, I can't help myself. Just tell me what you need, or is there no one else? Don't fade away. You're gone and you'll never know. Gone and you'll never know. You're stuck in replay for so long, and you'll never know. Long and you'll never know. And all we got between us now is blue skies and empty space, entangled up and wrapped around all of your lies written on your face. Break the light, I'm waiting for you to show me where you play. When you were young, you had it all, but you've thrown it all away. Don't fade away. You're gone and you'll never know. Gone and you'll never know. You're stuck in replay for so long, and you'll never know. Long and you'll never know. Lost my mind, becoming hot to find, catching every breath I take. You caught my eye, don't tell another lie, stealing everything I made. I've lost my